Hello, good evening. My name is Morgan, and I bid you all welcome back, finally, to Risen. Believe it or not, this is attempt 2 at recording this. I made the first attempt over a week ago, and deduced that my notes were not nearly thorough and comprehensible enough. So I went through and did everything, tested all of the quests we're about to do as thoroughly as I could think to do. So hopefully I have a complete picture on the ins and outs of everything, and basically I wanted to determine the maximum rewards you get for siding with each faction, and maybe work out how you can bet for the other team a little bit to try and optimize your rewards a little bit. I didn't do all that math now, so instead I'm gonna have it come up as text at the end, but you know, I can only do so much. It's already taken this long to sit down and record this, so I don't think we're gonna I'm gonna stop setting the bar so damn high for myself. Anyway, first thing we gotta do is deal with Costa. Sebastian and Delgado over there both want the money that he's been fleecing from the farmers, so let's get it from him. As you may remember, we already dealt with Fuller, so we know that whatever happens here, he won't get involved. As I said before, you can pickpocket the gold from him.
Your goods are much too expensive.
If you haven't got the gold, then stop hassling me. I can't stand beggars.
Now, the issue with pickpocketing is you don't get a XP reward for picking pockets like you did in Gothic 2, which is a bit unfortunate because it means using that to solve quests where violence is a valid alternative means you're missing out on the XP for beating the fellow up. If you really want to optimize your XP, then you should always choose that option over pickpocketing as much as possible. I am not a min-maxer, and I realize that's not really a great philosophy when making a walkthrough, but whatever. Nobody else is making one. This is the best you're gonna get.
Fine. Then I'll take the gold.
We'll see about that. Fuller!
I've already dealt with him.
Fuller, worthless sack of bones. You want to make things personal? You want it, you come and take it. Hope you're ready for
this. Shall be
this.
taking it.
Give him one.
Now, Costa's not a terribly hard fella to fight. He does have... Oh, you know what? I'm gonna double check. I knew it. I always set it to easy when I'm doing my tests just so that things aren't too...
Don't fail too soon.
Frustrating, especially when I'm repeating stuff to try and find alternatives. It doesn't seem like setting it to hard changes... I'm pretty sure I already figured out what the difference was. It doesn't increase the damage you deal, just decreases the damage you take by decreasing the difficulty. There is a bit of fighting in this episode, so having to do it several times got a bit annoying.
That's right. Hit him hard. Hit him hard. That's right.
Yeah.
Keep it up. Go on, give him one.
Ow!
Nice style there.
Thanks. We got the goods.
You ain't worth it. You're nothing but a lousy thug. Come to gloat, have you? Stealing gold from an honest businessman who's just trying to help folks get by.
I did warn you.
We've all got to make a living, I guess.
So, let bygones be bygones, eh?
Well, if it means you'll be spending some coin with me, then I'll oblige.
It's nice to know that your principles for gold are higher than your principles for people showing you any respect. Alright, so, unfortunately this is going to get a bit tedious going back and forth, but my plan for this episode is to basically show the resolutions for both sides as we go. Which means I'm going to have to save one for Inquisition, another one for Don, and never mix up the two, which is going to be a tall order. So, first thing we're going to do is go for the Inquisition.
Here is Costa's gold.
Excellent work. I'll make sure the gold gets back into the right hands.
So how do we proceed with your plan?
Delgado should learn his association with Costa is over. That will add to his problems.
You want me to tell Delgado?
Yes. And tell him the Order has the gold. If he doesn't want trouble, he should leave Harbour Town for good.
Why would Delgado leave?
The Inquisitor knows what he's up to. That should be enough to make Delgado run. The Don's men always run. Besides, he also needs to explain to the Don where his takings have gone. Poor Delgado. Will be squeezed from both sides.
Oh my.
Costa has no gold to pay with. The Order has it.
You gave the gold to the Order. You'd better think about getting yourself a bodyguard.
What are you planning to do now?
I'll have to go and explain this mess. And you can piss off back to whatever hole you crawled out of.
So, all of these guys end up going back to the bandit camp once you kick them out as you support the Inquisition. But for the meantime, I think they just go to their hiding place, which we will get to in due time. Now, with the Delgado business taken care of, we can finally do what we need to do to get Martha off the streets. Save Martha, as it were.
Can't help you, I'm afraid.
I need to find clean lodgings for a sick woman, a farmer's wife.
What does that have to do with me?
I'll pay for her bed.
Well, that's a different matter. If there's coin in it, then come one, come all.
How generous of you.
Indeed, taking a sick woman off the street, putting her in a public lodging where she could potentially give typhoid to everybody.
Good news. I've arranged for your wife to stay at Costa's.
Really? Thank you. Thank you. No one has ever done anything for us before. You're a good man and should be rewarded. We don't have much, but we have to give you something.
And you've given me nothing. But your wife shall.
Thank you, stranger. Perhaps the darkness will spare you.
What is this darkness you're talking about?
The darkness that will eat the world. Perhaps it is better to die now. Take this. May it bring you comfort.
That's very bleak. What she gives you is a meat stew recipe, which we already had one of. Now, cooking recipes can only be made at a proper stove, I think. You can't make it at a campfire.
Delgado will run. I'm certain of it.
Well done. It's good to see you've chosen the right side.
Seemed the thing to do.
Good. I will inform Carlos that you helped me. Here. Your reward.
So we've gotten our money. The equivalence of the rewards between the two factions varies quite significantly from quest to quest, so that's what made it pretty difficult to catalog in its entirety. And to be honest, even as I sum it up at the end, my math will probably be a little bit off, but close enough is close enough. So let's save on the Inquisition. We'll reload as the Dong. And show it from Delgado's side.
Here's Costa's gold.
Oh, that's great. Let's see. 150 for me. The rest for you. I'll tell Scordo you did good work.
Tell me about Scordo.
I shouldn't really have mentioned his name. Best not to ask too many questions.
That means he's the Don's man here. Where can I find him?
Clever one, aren't you? You can't find him. He's in hiding. He'll find you when the time comes. And not another word about him. Neither you nor I know that name. Got it?
Sure, buddy.
What do we do now?
If you want more work here, you can try to collect from Josh. Not that profitable. But you have to take what you can get. Besides that, keep your ears open. You're bound to pick up on some opportunities.
So that's the major difference between siding with the Don and siding with the Inquisition, is that the Don side gives you new quest opportunities. And I've done the math to include all of those in determining what the final rewards are.
What can you teach me?
I'll keep my word. If you want, I'll teach you to be a good thief.
I want to be a better thief.
We teach us dexterity and pickpocketing. Now, pickpocketing 2 is probably worth it in the end. There's really no alternative to pickpocketing, unlike opening locks, which there's a spell for. What's it cost? Only 5, and I have 50? Do I do it? I think I'm gonna do it. I felt like not, because like I said, I want to kind of hoard my learning points until we join a faction, but at least rank 2, and probably even ultimately rank 3 is worth it in the end.
I want to be a better thief. I want to be a better pickpocket.
Okay. A skilled thief can take whatever he wants from a mark, but you've got to practice speed and sleight of hand. Move fast, but move soft. Getting your hand in a pocket isn't enough. You've only dipped it when you get your hand out with the goods and not get noticed.
So it's a bit odd to me that the thief skills don't require you to, or really any of the skills, don't require you to have any minimum in any attribute, which I feel like they should.
Too risky.
Unfortunately, he can't teach us a good enough amount of pickpocketing to actually pick his own pocket.
If you have time for idleness, I envy you.
So, his suggestion was that we go try and fleece Josh, who is the barkeep in the gutters down there. So I'm going to wrap this up real quick and then see you down there.
Leave me be.
One advantage of doing this is that you don't have to pay for Costa's bed, since you have this one for free now. Of course, I don't recall what happens if you try and use Costa's bed anyway. I guess let's find out. Because normally, he will attack you for using it without paying for it. But seeing as we beat him up once already, maybe he doesn't. I don't remember.
Don't think I didn't see you trying to take a kip. Sleep isn't free, you know, especially not on one of my beds. So pay up.
Okay, so that's what happens. He won't be a merchant anymore until you pay up. And his goods were junk anyway, so... let's speak with Josh.
I'm Delgado's replacement.
Oh, that's good. Have a beer on the house.
That'd go down well.
Here you are. Now, anything else?
I wanted to get the gold. The gold you gave Delgado.
Oh, so that's it.
What's it?
If you really want it, of course you'll get your gold. 100 gold coins, as always.
Sounds like there's a but coming.
Of course, you wouldn't know, but Delgado and I had an agreement.
Go on.
Well, I paid my debts in kind, so to speak.
What do you mean?
I kept my ears open and told Delgado where there were things to be had. In return, I didn't have to pay. He also got free drinks, of course.
So, here's your choice. You can either get the money from him or learn where an opportunity lies. Now, the, correct thing to do would be to choose one or the other, but in reality, the advice he gives you is something that you don't need to hear from him in order to do it. And we're going to listen to it anyway, but I said I wasn't a min-maxer, but we are going to optimize this as much as I can be bothered to.
Tip-offs and free beer sound good to me.
That suits me too. Business isn't good at the moment, and finding the gold would be tough. Here's your beer.
So what about a tip-off? Heard anything?
Certainly have. Do you know Jack the lighthouse keeper? He was in here last week. 3 sheets to the wind.
And?
He blathered on the whole time that it was his lucky day that he found a valuable ring.
And?
And I know where Jack hides the key to his chest. I'll bet 3 street whores to a farm girl that's where he keeps that ring.
Where is the key to Jack's chest?
Jack's tower has 2 rooms. The chest is upstairs, Jack lives downstairs. The key is downstairs. He always hangs it behind one of the posts, back in the corner where the barrels are.
So, even though he said we get free beer, we don't. That's not an option in any of his dialogues. But the tip he gave us isn't necessary, because we can find that key on our own, and it completes the quest anyway. So obviously, to optimize this, we're just going to take the money from him, and then use our precognition to go get the key.
I'm not interested in your agreement.
You want the gold. I don't have a choice then. Outrageous. Blind robbery. Here, 100 gold pieces.
Robbery indeed. That's kind of the business we're in. Right. It's not a stove that we need. It's a cook pot. And there aren't many cook pots around because Bill sure is hogging this one. We've spoken with Jack. Good old recurring Jack. Captain Jack. It is interesting because the Jacks of the lighthouses are almost... They're not a recurring character in the normal sense. They're more of a constant reference, like Patches in Dark Souls. But Risen 2 and 3 actually have the same Jack. It's the only occasion where both appeared. I guess Elex 1 and 2 as well, but he didn't have a true appearance in Elex 2. So there's the key. Right where the man said it was. It's there at all times. You never need to actually speak to Josh for that to appear. And the chest, what we use it on, is in here. Bam. Quest success just for looting it. So you don't actually need to generate the quest talking to Josh in order to complete it and get the XP for it. And the ring, what he spoke of, is a ring of woodskin. That sounds dirty somehow. So anyway, that be that. Gonna switch back to the Inquisition and carry on our business there. Alright, so we're gonna pick up with Sid here. As you recall, Sid is suspected of organizing the burglaries of all the merchants in this district.
I spoke to Rodriguez. He thinks you're behind the break-ins.
He's trying to frame me. He hates me. Always has for some reason.
And you don't think there's a good reason?
Rodriguez thinks you're using a spy to check out potential houses.
Does he?
Do you? Have a spy?
What do you think?
Who is it?
No, of course I don't. Why would I? But if you find a spy, talk to me before you talk to Rodriguez. Maybe no one needs to get in trouble.
I found your spy.
You have you?
I'll talk to them and get the proof I need.
Sure. Sure you will.
So that is just telling us that we don't have the complete information, even though we did actually find his spy. Now, if you haven't figured out where he is yet, there's a couple clues you can ask Nico here, but he will actually just refer us to someone else.
I'm looking for Doyle.
Who? Doyle? I've never seen him round here.
He deals in fish.
Well, he doesn't work for me. Maybe you should ask Phyllis.
Phyllis, of course, had that stand before, so it makes sense that a fellow dealing fish might have spoken with the fishmonger.
I'm looking for Doyle.
Doyle? I haven't seen him in a long time. Used to be a good customer of mine. Well, he bought fish from me more than once. That's good in my book. But maybe you could jog my memory, eh?
Alright, so there's your choice. You can pay for the information. We do already know where he is, but just for your sake, here's what that dialogue sounds like.
Where is Doyle?
I last heard he'd taken quarters with Costa. But since then, he hasn't been seen in the gutters. Maybe he's gone into hiding for some reason. Lots of strange goings-on around here.
Man, and all it took was 50 gold for you to spill those beans and put that man's life at risk. Now, if you needed that information, as before, you can just save scum it, so you don't actually have to pay for it. But, as you may recall, we've met Doyle already. And Arno here always weirds me out, because he just stands there watching over his wife as she sleeps. Apparently the man's got nothing else to do now.
Don't bother me with this.
What is it? You were seen in a house that was burgled.
I sell fish door to door. I spend time in people's houses.
If you say so. You're the only person seen in all the houses that were broken into, which makes you a prime suspect.
Come off it. You can't prove that, mate, and you know it.
I can beat a confession out of you.
That would be a big mistake, mate.
I'll take the chance. Or we skip the beating and you tell me the truth.
And if I do, will you help me? Or will you hang me out to dry?
Just tell me.
I cased the houses for Sid.
There. Not so hard, was it? But what do I do with this information?
If Sid hears I've talked, he'll feed me to the rotworms. And if the Order finds out, they'll send me to the monastery. You've got to keep this quiet.
So you have your choice here. On this round, we're just going with the Inquisition, so I'm going to roll with this one.
You will surrender to the Order.
No. Please, no. I can't go to the monastery.
First you stay here and hide.
But Sid'll find me. And he'll kill me.
I'll take care of Sid. With the statement you gave me, I'll get him.
Oh, shit and fire. That's not going to be easy.
So, I don't know where he actually goes. I guess he just sits there now. I believe those options commit you, even though theoretically we could still turn him into Sid here.
I found your spy. It's Doyle.
The idiot. I thought he was better than that.
Doyle's gone to the Order. He's turned himself in.
What? He'll tell them everything.
What are you going to do?
If I stay, I'm in a sea of trouble. I need to get away. Yeah, I'll head out as soon as I can. Hoping the mess this town's become, I'll get forgotten. Whatever happens, I'm not letting the Order take me to the monastery.
If you say so, buddy. The funny thing is, you have to walk right past Rodriguez to do that, but he's not going anywhere until we talk to the man.
I found Sid's spy.
And Sid ordered him to do it, right?
Yes, it was Doyle, one of the day laborers. He's scared to death and does not want to go back to the monastery. Sid is trying to flee the town.
Let him go. He'll just cause trouble if we put him in the monastery. At least the town will be free of his influence. Here, with the thanks of the Order, we could do with more like you.
Unfortunately, you've only got me. Right, so off he goes. He's just gonna walk away. The funny part is, even while he's still in eyesight, you get this dialogue.
What did you do? Come on, out with it.
Out with what?
My Siddy's left town, and I'm sure it's your fault.
Siddy makes his own decisions.
Just get out of my sight, you bastard.
Did we get the ring from her? We didn't. Oh no. Well, that's awkward. I had forgotten about something. Ah, shit.
What did...
Out...
My... Just...
Don't. I'm sure there's plenty. I wish I had the spare time you seem to have.
So... Alright. No big deal. I just have to reload from this. I'm just gonna fix this real quick. Because I forgot that you have to do this I didn't realize that you have to do this before dealing with Sid. So the whole ring conversation, it's about the cartographer's ring. I don't know why I didn't do this before, but to do it requires the most elaborate pickpocketing the dialogue in the game.
I think Sid stole it.
My city is no thief, and you can't prove otherwise.
I don't think I've ever gone through all these dialogues. I want to see what happens.
Give me that ring.
It's mine, okay? Mine.
I'll give you something much better instead. What do you want?
I love it when a man asks me that. Tell you what, if you can find me some pearls, a whole string of them, you can have that ring.
Okay, so that's what this was for. I'll be honest, I've never done that dialogue. I was told by somebody that this pearl necklace, giggity, is something that you could give to somebody in town. I never found them because I'm used to doing this the other way.
I have a beautiful string of pearls here.
So you do? Okay, give them to me and you can have the ring. Just don't tell Siddy. And don't go thinking you can pin anything on either of us. We'll deny everything.
Oh. We still get this option then.
Tell me about yourself.
What would you like to know, handsome? Sid, he's a decent man. Can't look after himself, mind, but what man can? I cook and I clean for him and keep him happy. He's not much of a talker, but who needs talk with his abilities? Got real stamina, my Siddy, and he brings me lots of presents.
Go on.
I mean, you can see I'm a lady who likes the finer things in life. A town girl has a duty to look good. Not like those peasants who've come into town. No style, no class.
I can see you're a woman of great taste.
You know what I mean. I can see you're a man that appreciates the finer things in life. Most men around here just care where their next beer is coming from, or how fast your dress hits the floor.
It's been a pleasure talking to you.
You yoinked the pearl necklace right back. Alright, so that's a couple ways to do it then.
I spoke to Rodriguez.
Alright. Well, we've been through this. I'm just gonna wrap this up because... well, I had to reload. And then I'll see you when we do this for the Dawn side. Well, anyway, with that ring business done, the last thing I do is give it back to the man.
I found it. I have your ring.
I'm so pleased that honesty still exists. I'd like you to keep the ring.
Are you serious?
Seeing it just reminds me of the break-in. I don't want it anymore.
Are you sure about giving me the ring? Isn't it precious?
Yes, of course. I don't even want to look at it. Take it with my thanks.
I'm grateful. Thank you.
That is possibly the worst Lord of the Rings reference I've ever seen in a video game. Actually, no. The Witcher 2 is still the worst. Anyway, the ring he has is an acrobatics ring. So what that means is we can survive falls from a much greater height with less injury. So that's done. In quiz. Let's resume the Dawn.
I cased the houses for Sid.
There. Not so hard, was it? But what do I do with this information?
If Sid hears I've talked, he'll feed me to the rotworms. And if the Order finds out, they'll send me to the monastery. You've got to keep this quiet.
Alright, so if going for the Dawn, we get a couple options in the end.
It's better if you disappear. For good. That way you won't be a problem for Sid. Or anyone.
No. You wouldn't. No. Don't kill me.
It would solve the problem.
Wait. If I have to disappear, then let me disappear. I'll vanish underground. I'll never come back to Harbour Town again. I swear on the Holy Flame, mate. Everyone will believe I'm dead, even my family. What do you say? I can be gone in seconds.
Do you know a way out of Harbour Town?
I'll find one. I'll jump the wall if I have to.
So your choices are to let him go or kill him. Now, killing him really isn't all that worth it. I mean, objectively speaking, it is. You get 80 XP for killing him, but the only loot he drops is the sword that he uses. But, is that really worth it for your conscience?
Right. I'll tell Sid you've vanished, but if I ever see you here again, you're a dead man.
Thank you. I swear I'm gone forever.
You will literally be gone forever. He never appears again. As far as I know. Now, if you're aware of how Piranha programs their NPCs, when an NPC needs to disappear, they basically get teleported to an out of bounds area of the world where they just hang out for the rest of time. I'm pretty sure that's where he ends up. We can take a look at that someday, probably towards the end of the game, just to see how many NPCs we accumulate there.
I found your spy. It's Doyle.
The idiot. I thought he was better than that.
Doyle has gone.
Forever, I hope. What did you do with him?
You really want to know?
Nah. You dealt with it. That's enough for me. Let's forget him and talk business.
Looks like I saved your skin.
True. I'd be on the run right now.
So, how will you repay me?
Scordo knows you helped me. That's reward enough. I can teach you a couple of tricks. If you want to learn how to sneak or open a lock with a piece of wire, I'm your man. And if you need lockpicks, I can get them for you as well.
Who's Scordo?
I'm gonna trust you with this. He's the Don's head man in Harbour Town. Your paths will cross soon enough. Don't worry.
Do you have a job for me?
Yeah. Now we're in the clear, it's time to teach the Order a lesson. They sorely need it. I mean, they steal cattle from the farms and ration our food. The world's in turmoil, and they impose their rules.
And?
And people like Dargle the Butcher just do what the Order says. So it's time to act. We need to show Dargle who can protect him and who can't.
Where do I fit in?
See Dargle and remind him that Don Esteban has a long reach.
I want to be a better thief.
Now, what he teaches you for thieving is, well, dexterity, of course, which doesn't apply to thievery at all in this game, and open locks. I'm not going to bother with open locks. We don't need that anywhere in this town. For anything we're doing, at least. And I'm not going to do it until we are a true Donsman. Which I guess I could start doing on this save profile, just because, you know, yeah, it's pretty much committed to the Don side this time.
I found Sid's spy.
And Sid ordered him to do it, right?
Yes, it was Doyle, one of the day laborers. He's scared to death and does not want to go back to the monastery.
Found anything new on the burglaries?
Doyle has disappeared.
What? Sid got rid of his accomplice? That's terrible news. Now we don't have anything we can use against him. There's no choice now. You're going to have to keep an eye on Sid himself.
It's weird that he says that. I get the feeling that that was dialogue that they made for an alternative in this quest. If something happened to Doyle, then they change it around where you are the only thing that can affect Doyle's fate. And just, you know, hastily reuse that dialogue to close out this part of the quest. The way he phrases that, it's just a bit confusing. But anyway, we apparently are going to teach Dargle a lesson.
From what I hear, Harbour Town's dangerous. You should think about protection.
The warriors of the Order give me all the protection I need.
They can't be everywhere. You just have to see the crime in this town to see that.
Oh, I get it. You're from the Don's men, here to lean on me. You thought, the Butcher, he'll be a soft touch.
So, do things have to get nasty?
Ha! Hurt me, he says. Come on, you wanna fight?
So it is funny that he says the Order protects him, when in reality, even if you take this fight outside, I don't think he cares. Ow. Let's see.
Should be good.
Yep, he's just a, you know, happy spectator.
Go on! Yeah! Yeah! Go on!
It's weird that he doesn't seem to dodge as much as a usual NPC.
That's the stuff. Go on, go on. Go on, go on.
We're going on.
Yeah. Go on, go on.
For God's sake, man.
Useful work there.
Ooh, that's a fancy potion. Just walk right over him. The man you're supposed to be protecting, he says. Well, let's not have this conversation right in front of the Order as I try and extort this man.
You're hurting now. Agree to protection from Sid, and it'll never happen again.
I'll mend. This doesn't change anything. I'm not paying you. Not now, not ever. Now sling your hook.
So it might seem like something went wrong there since it says quest cancelled. It's a bit weird that they do it that way because as far as I can determine, there is no other outcome for that. They could have just said quest complete and it would have been a lot less confusing.
Dargle won't pay. He'd rather fight than hand over gold.
Yeah, he's a tough old goat. Nobody takes anything from him.
Where does that leave us?
He says he doesn't need protection. Fine. We show him he does. We'll steal from him.
Steal what?
He's got a chest. A bit of skill and a piece of wire and it'll open.
That easily?
Well, I did say you needed a bit of skill. Dargle keeps everything in there. If we empty it, he'll get the message.
Busy place, the butcher's shop.
Which is why you'll be careful.
I don't like your tone of voice there, but the easiest way to deal with this is to wait until nighttime and sneak up there, but actually, even easier is just he doesn't notice.
Don't touch anything.
Alright, it did work. I don't know why, but using Control S and Control D on my keyboard doesn't work. Not in this game, anyway. So I can only move left, forward, and diagonally forward, left. Or right. Whatever. Anyway, that's how you sneak up here. You just stick to the wall outside of his cone of view. And pick at the lock.
Yes.
200 gold and some other shit. Oh, yeah. And we can have at his garments. Apparently he doesn't keep garments in here. He just keeps arrows for some reason. You dumb idiot.
I've taken everything from Dargle's chest.
Ha ha! Well, you might want to stay away from him for a while. He won't be pleased, and he won't be in the mood to pay us anything.
What? Then why did I loot the chest?
I never expected him to pay a single gold piece. But just think, you've got a pile of Dargle's valuables, so he knows the Order can't protect him, and he'll turn to us. I'd say you've done rather well out of this.
Well, I got my money's worth, certainly. Alright, so at the rate I'm going, I don't think I'm doing all of these quests in one video, so we're going to do one more and make this whole scheme a two-parter. So the next quest deals with Lucor. He wants the 5 armor plates that are currently in the possession of 3 thieves that he hired, who are now trying to change the terms of the arrangement. One of them is Ingvar.
Luca sent me.
That old sod? He's worse than my wife.
He says you're not sticking to your agreement with him.
And Vasily says if we all want our gold, we mustn't agree to anything else. So, I need 100 gold pieces for the armor plate.
I could just take the armor.
Whoa! You think I'm just a drunk? I defended my farm against the monsters, and I'll defend this against you.
You fancy your chances then?
If I have to.
So you can just fight him for it, and since a fight starts through dialogue, it doesn't count as a crime, because this game's a bit weird. Somehow extorting people, but letting them take the first swing, counts as not being the aggressor?
That's too much.
No. Vasily said to stick to the price.
So, alternatively...
What do you think of the Inquisition?
Locking us in here and claiming they want to help us. But do they?
Your wife is worried about your sons.
Oh, Tilda. She worries about everything. No wonder my lads have gone. They needed the peace.
I realize I am doing this out of the order that I started with, but whatever. This is continuing the Don side. Alright, so he mentioned that Vasily is sort of the ringleader of this crew.
Did you belong to Romanov's crew?
What's that to you? You see a sailor, you suspect they're a pirate. Not all sailors are pirates.
Patty is looking for her father.
Ha! Show me someone who isn't looking for Captain Gregorius Steelbeard. I'll tell you what I tell anyone. He was here a long time ago, but where he is now, I don't know.
What else do you know about Steelbeard?
Only rumours. Erickson says Steelbeard has a shack in the town, but I don't believe it. If Erickson really knew where Steelbeard's shack was, he'd have plundered it, and be leagues from here by now. Instead, I only ever see him hanging around Sonia's brothel.
Why do you think Erickson's interested in Steelbeard's shack?
Ha! The house of a famous pirate captain who terrorized the seas and amassed inconceivable riches. Show me someone who wouldn't love to poke around in that house.
Luca sent me.
Really? Did he give you my gold? 200 gold pieces and you can have the plates.
So if you were to just pay for everything, you would end up paying 500 gold and getting 400 out of it. So obviously, we're not going to go that route.
200 gold pieces is too much.
So that's the way the wind blows. You're helping him. Let me tell you how we're going to do this. You pay me my price or you don't get the artifact. Your choice.
You can fight him as well. Or we can do much the same.
Hey, can you spare a roll of Bruegel?
Do I look like someone who would distribute that stuff? Try somewhere else.
Well, you certainly got your hands in other dirty deeds. I don't know why that's beneath you. The last man is the barrel carrier here.
I hear you've got some artifacts.
Yeah. Luca sent you, right? Look, I am sick and tired of lying in that bastard's pockets by doing his dirty work. I want payment. A decent payment, or you can both piss off. 200 gold pieces should do it.
I could beat them out of you.
You can try, but I don't carry those armor plates with me. I ain't stupid, and without my help, you won't be seeing them anytime soon.
Where are the armor plates?
Pay me, and you'll find out. If not, you can search until your bones crumble and you won't find them.
Look, where did you hide them?
Are you deaf? No gold, no telling.
Tell me where those plates are before I kick your ass out into the storms.
You can shout all you like, but if you don't pay me, I'm telling Ukos.
What does Ukos have to do with this?
Ukos is big, strong, and he owes me. So, pay up.
Now, you can't goad him into a fight at all, and if you do beat him up, he's true to his word. He isn't carrying the armor plates, but he is carrying something else.
Hey, do you know any good jokes?
Oh man, I know the best. 3 whores are down at the harbour. A blonde, a brunette, and a redhead. The blonde says to the brunette,
I know that one.
Well, I didn't. But more importantly, I want to know how the hell you swung around that barrel like that. So a little bit of an animation glitch that is very obscure to come by, but If an NPC is carrying an object like that, you notice you can have a dialogue with him and he'll just be hanging on to it the whole time. For some reason, in the pickpocket dialogue exclusively, it'll bug out their animation where they will do their normal hand gestures while the object just floats around in their hand. It's very amusing and very seldom seen.
Do you know Durham?
Durham? Durham is a good worker. He moves crates well.
What else do you know about him? Do you owe him money?
Gold does not interest me. Humans want gold, so Ukos must get gold to buy fried meat.
Do you eat a lot of fried meat?
Lots. Once I, Ukos, ate a whole cow. It was a small cow, but a big steak. Humans get mad when I eat whole cows.
Yeah, then maybe you shouldn't do that too often.
I don't know why you pickpocket him, because he doesn't really give you anything for it. I think we might be able to... because I swear he had more dialogue, so I think we talk to Durham again after we steal his key.
I have your key.
Won't do you no good. You don't know where the chest is.
Where is the chest?
Do we have to do this again? You know my price.
So now Ukos should be able to tell us. Nope. Alright. I don't know what I fucked up there, but apparently I fucked something up.
Here, have a piece of fried meat.
Thank you. Guarding is hungry work.
Do you know if Durham has a hiding place around here?
Durham has a little room behind the warehouse. Up the stairs. It is always open.
Thanks, big guy.
Ukos is hungry.
Regardless, it's right here. And we got the plates. We can rub it into Durham's face if you want, if you're feeling like a particular asshole.
Guess he didn't hide that chest too well. I have the armor plates.
Miserable thief.
Stealing from a thief isn't stealing.
A little bit extra XP for rubbing it in. Now we give Lucre his filthy lucre.
Here are your armor plates.
Excellent. Hope the lads didn't kick up too much of a fuss. Here's your gold, and 150 extra as agreed.
A man of his word.
You think the Don will hand out gold as rewards?
From the amount I've heard he's got, he's sure to. Once he's happy the town is his, I reckon we'll all be in the money.
Happy days for all then, eh?
Indeed. So that's that. I don't know if we can tell Carrasco anything, but... yeah, pretty sure I took the notes. I just haven't been reading them.
You won't be getting those plates back.
That damn Luca thinks he can do whatever he wants.
Apparently so.
One day, that rabble will learn the error of their ways.
So that tiny bit of extra XP just for telling him. With that done, let's redo it as the Inquisition. The order of operations will be much the same, so we'll see you on the other side and just see how the different scenarios play out. Alright, so the only alternative now is we give the plates to Carrasco instead of Lucor.
I heard Luca's also looking for the armor plates.
Really? Maybe he doesn't know as much as I thought. Well, make sure he doesn't get his paws on them. They're the property of the Order, and they're gonna stay that way.
I retrieved the 5 armor plates. Luca was after them, but he was unlucky.
Good work. If only you had a little more faith and a little less profit in that brain of yours. Maybe you're the person to convince Luca to get out of town. I'd do it myself, but that man sends my mind to a dark place.
Now then, about a reward.
I thought that might be on your mind. Very well. You have a choice.
So you have a choice of these 4 rewards. You can only choose one for each of the quests that you complete for him. And he has a total of 3 quests, so you will never get everything. We're going to start with the basic reward.
I'd like the gold.
Very well.
I'll talk to Luca.
Good. I'm sure you'll make him see the error of his ways.
Consider it done. I'll collect my reward later. I gave the armor plates to Carrasco.
So, you're with the Inquisition, are you? Why are you here? You come to finish me off for your new best friend?
I think it would be best if you disappeared.
And if I don't? Oh, forget that. I can see from your face what would happen. Okay, I'll make with a vanishing act.
Well, off you go.
Luca's leaving town.
Nice work. Tail between his legs, I'll bet. I'll inform Commandant Carlos.
Now then, about a reward.
I thought that might be on your mind. Very well. You have a choice.
So the choices he gives you are just whatever's left. We're gonna go with these this time.
I'll take the healing potions.
Always useful.
So the last quest and the last reward you can get will be the gold bowls. But that will happen next time. We're actually going to finish off with the gold bowls because they are a bit of a stranger one in this game. But I'll explain more next episode when we do that. For now, hope you all enjoyed. One thing I'm going to do differently at the end of this video is actually mention that I have other pages on this here World Wide Web, such as my Twitch channel and a link to my Discord if you are interested. Links in the description below. I haven't been plugging those this entire series because, to be honest, I forgot how I used to do things, so I just completely forgot to mention those at all. But anyway, check those out if you like. Until next time, stay safe, stay healthy, and goodbye.